The best kind of car is a paid up car. And all I could see was Uber Eats, Uber Eats, Uber Eats, a random clothing store, Superbalist, Take a Lot, Uber Eats, Uber Eats, Uber Eats. And it was so eye-opening in terms of the things that the kind of person that I want to be and the person that I actually am now. So I'd encourage you to do that if you really want to understand what some of your drivers and motivations are as a person. Print out your bank statement and see, what are you spending your money on? Good morning, you guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new, welcome. My name is Magamohelo, and on this channel, I am learning to live, learning to find beauty in the mundaneness of everyday life, and learning to just navigate this life thing. So in today's video, I'll be discussing the top 5 habits or practices that I have that have enabled me to save 20% of my income every month. I hope you find this video insightful, and let's get into it. Delaying instant gratification. Delaying instant gratification means foregoing or resisting immediate pleasures for future goals. So I've never been an impulsive buyer. And on the days when I find myself at the mall, tempted to buy a pair of shoes, to buy new curtains, to feel like I definitely have to have this thing, I often speak to myself and kind of do a little bit of self-introspection as to what's going on internally with me to feel like I need to buy this thing. And oftentimes I find that this has helped me really kind of hone into what the feelings and drivers and motivations are for me to actually do certain things in my life. So often I've found that when I go to a mall and immediately want to buy a pair of shoes or feel like I have to have this next new shiny thing, that's often related to me trying to self-soothe, especially in the busy work weeks when I'm under a lot of stress and there's a lot of pressure. So often just being a bit more self-aware and doing a little bit of self-introspection helps me be able to realize why I'm doing certain things and not to do those certain things. So delaying instant gratification for me is something that really has helped me stay on track with my long-term goals, and also just help me stay focused and also help me achieve my future goals. I remember a couple of years ago, I ran across an article speaking about this concept of a bank account challenge. So as people, we often have an idea of the kind of person that we want to be, the things that we want to do, and how we want to show up in the future as our best future self. And so what this challenge encourages you to then do is list all the characteristics that are going to come with this great new person that you want to be in the future, whether that be someone who's extremely fit, eats healthy, reads, is invested in their personal development, and then also look at some of the actions that are going to be required in terms of your finances to reach these goals. And then interestingly enough, the challenge calls you to then print out 6 months worth of your bank statement and kind of look and see what pops up. And the things that pop out at you are actually a true reflection of who you are in the current in your current life, and the things that you kind of need to work through in order to be the person that you want to be in the future. So interestingly enough, I would list things such as, I want to eat healthy, I want to read more books, I want to invest in my personal development. And when I printed my bank statements, interestingly enough, it showed me who I am actually, and who I am in my current, in my current day-to-day life. So I remember looking at my bank statement and all I could see was Uber Eats, Uber Eats, Uber Eats, a random clothing store, Superbalist, Take a Lot, Uber Eats, Uber Eats, Uber Eats. And it was so eye-opening in terms of the things that the kind of person that I want to be and the person that I actually am now. So I'd encourage you to do that if you really want to understand what some of your drivers and motivations are as a person. Print out your bank statement and see, what are you spending your money on? What are the things that have the biggest pull on who you are as a person? And where's your money going? What are you interested in? What do you spend your money on every day? So delaying instant gratification has then helped me to also avoid debt. I always think of that Bible verse that talks about living a quiet life. and kind of working with your hands and being diligent and honorable among people around you. And that's the sort of life I've kind of always aimed to live, a quiet, peaceable life. But the one thing I must say that has helped me avoid debt is not only my outlook and my relationship to money, but also the biblical principles around money. So avoiding debt has allowed me to have a very healthy emergency fund and also kind of budget also for our miscellaneous expenses as well. It has also kind of opened up the realm of creativity for us when it comes to things such as date night, when it comes to looking at our finances and seeing where we can kind of trim off the fat, if you will. So some of the things that I've implemented personally in my own life with regards to being creative and saving as much money as I can, but still also enjoying and thriving within my life is my husband and I have a 500 Rand date night cap. And so we spend only 500 Rand on our date nights every week. And this has helped us be creative and kind of explore what we can do within this 500 Rand for our date nights. So that includes things such as cooking at home, also do a lot of activities, and also just be creative and surprise one another with different date night ideas. I've also joined a local gym, which I think is much more beneficial for me because it's a individually owned gym. So it's not a big franchise gym, and I feel the owner is so much more invested in our, personal fitness journeys. He's much more available to us. He's always available to give us great advice on, what to eat, what to do. And I just find it a much more authentic environment. It's a much smaller gym, so you get a lot more individual attention. And so I do enjoy that a lot. In my quest to save money, I also do a lot of book thrifting. So that means visiting a lot of secondhand bookstores to kind of, find hidden gems. There's also a lot of online bookstores that sell secondhand books that you can explore to kind of still satisfy that need to read, but also stick within your budget for miscellaneous spending. I also have cut down a lot on spending on things like Shein hauls. I find it better for me, for the environment, more beneficial to kind of buy one staple piece, one really good bag from Woolies, as opposed to 5 bags from Shein. As tempting as it is to have the variety, if I just have one really good bag that I can have for a long time and get lots of utility out of, I'm really happy. And so I've enjoyed kind of living more minimalistically in that sense, having less stuff, but having more quality stuff that I can have for a long time. I am a planner. I love having lists and ticking things off lists and having goals, short-term, medium-term, long-term goals, ticking them off. I absolutely love it. But in the midst of us having goals, life is actively happening, and it's happening every day. And so having an emergency fund has enabled me to then take care of life's unexpected costs, things such as needing insurance excesses because our geyser burst, or needing new tires for my car because I got a flat tire. So having an emergency fund then helps you kind of cushion yourself against some of these unexpected costs that come along and further avoid going into debt. The best kind of car is a paid up car. Getting off the new car carousel has helped me take what would have been my car installment every month and pay that into my savings and investments, further helping me grow my emergency fund at a much more rapid pace than I would have if I had a car installment. So I've had my small car for the last 9 years, and I've really enjoyed that car. I've been to Cape Town twice, driven to Cape Town twice in that car. I've driven to Durban twice in that car, and it has never let me down. That car has never, left me stranded on the side of the road. I think what did help me is that I bought my car brand new, so that has helped me get much more utility and longevity out of it. But getting off the car carousel for me, the new car carousel of us having to buy a new car every 5 years, has really helped me save. I remember when we were young, fresh out of varsity, first permanent job, and we all started working, there was really a lot of pressure to have certain things and to live a certain lifestyle. So there was pressure around, driving the biggest, fanciest cars. There was pressure around staying in the nicest, fanciest apartments. just living very luxuriously and looking like you have it all together. But I think what growing up and what that time period in my life really taught me was help me examine, what do I value as a human being? What are the most important things to me? And a big flashy car was never really it for me. There's nothing wrong with big flashy cars. I think, they look amazing. They look very comfortable, but it's just not something that I've ever had on my things I really, really want list. So for me, it wasn't difficult to not buy a new car. It hasn't been difficult to not buy a big fancy car. So my current car has served me very well. I've certainly enjoyed having it and enjoyed driving it and affording the maintenance and everything that comes with owning a car. Perhaps as the years go and the dynamics of our family change, you might need something different, something bigger. But yeah, I can honestly say that my car served me really well and I've really enjoyed having it. So when my monthly income hits my account, after tithes and offerings, before paying off any expenses, I pay myself first by putting money into my savings account and my investment account. And being consistent in this has also helped me kind of plan and work towards achieving my future goals. And because of the other principles that I listed initially, this has been fairly easy to do consistently on a month-to-month basis, and has kind of become a habit that I don't even think about anymore. Putting a certain portion of my income away into my savings and investments to help me reach my future goals. So this reinforces my commitment to my goals, and whether it's the big purchases or the trips that you want to have, this helps you get there. So this has helped me get that card from Choreographed, go on that trip to South Korea, and I've been so grateful that I got to experience that. Paying myself first has also helped me live within my budget, and also whilst I'm still building my emergency fund and building into my investments, just have financial peace of mind that I have a set budget and I'm living within it and still achieving my future goals, having money set aside for any emergencies, but also still enjoying my day-to-day life, going out with friends, having coffees, and just doing the things that I enjoy and love as well. The most important principle or habit that I have that has really helped me save 20% of my income every month, but also feel financially secure and taken care of, is tithing and offerings. So I do not see this as me bartering with God, as me transacting with God, saying, if I give you this, I expect you to give me that. But me tithing and offering to the Lord helps me support the work of my local church in advancing his kingdom, but also submitting to what I profess with my mouth when I say that everything that I have comes from the Lord, and I honor and bless him with a very small portion of what he's already blessed me with. So for me, I feel like this is the most important principle that kind of elevates your finances, but also it has really been character building for me as well. Trusting that all my sufficiency comes from the Lord, not operating in my own strength, trusting him for all financial breakthrough, trusting him to get everything I need and more. So these are the principles that I've used, or the 5 habits and practices that I've had that have helped me save 20% of my income every month and just have financial peace of mind. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it insightful. Let me know what some of your money saving habits or practices are. I'd really love to know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.